Hey, just going to give a quick demo of what I'm working on. Let me start with this event. So this is a Telegram instantiated event in which we have a Telegram message that's come in. It's got a link, some text, not a whole lot to go off of. And this is what would go in the network link KML file. But now we're using an intelligence platform to manage it. So we have this like a Jewish businessman was murdered in Alexandria, Egypt. It's not necessarily something, but we see up here there's kind of a bunch of related events around this. And so if we pivot into some of these other things, there's some rumors that Zif Kafir was a Mossad spy, and he was assassinated by Iranian-backed elements. We have some imagery of it coming out. Here's the moment he was killed, as well as Shalom from the children, hello from the children of Gaza. See, when we need 7's our missing link here. He's been shot 8 bullets to the chest. So, starting to work this up beyond just having these disparate events, we can start merging them together. Go 6, and then we're going to import, this man was murdered. Refresh so we can see it. So now we have these two events linked together, and then we add in, we have 7, so we need 8. So now we should have, this man's rumored to be a spy, Mossad spy. He's been murdered in Alexandria. He's been shot 8 bullets to the chest. And then here's a picture of this. So now how do we take raw information and begin to extrapolate additional value from it? There's a couple of different ways we can do it. So we have sourcing information. So we can come in here and start assigning Admiralty scale stuff. This is usually a pretty reliable source. And as well as this is probably true. This is probably a picture of the shooting. We can review it. This is probably true, making sure I applied that correctly. If this was still in Arabic, we could start translation. We could get together a translation. These have drop downs and stuff, but that's fine. We don't need a translation. They translate it for us. This Middle East spectator, we've got a location. Let's add a location to this. Let's just start with this. Address Alexandria. We can come back and want to know the additional Latin long. We have city. Oh, this is address. Oops. There. Now it should let us create this. Yeah, create event. So now we have a location, which we can enrich further on, obviously, as more events come out. And then I think I'd like a person. And this person was, I believe it was Zif Kafir, but I could be mistaken. We don't have any of this information. Don't have any of this information. The only thing other than about him, he's Israeli, and we know the day he died. Zif Kafir. This is full name. So now we should have a person here, a place, as well as some information. And from this we can start, we might be able to start actually tying some stuff together. And I'll just kind of do that at a very high level. So we know for sure he's been murdered in Alexandria, so we can start referencing this. We could say he's affiliated with Mossad. It'd be allegedly affiliated, but we can executed by. That's a little on the nose. Do the describes. Describes. So all of these can now start to be describing person. Submit. We want this one to be referencing it. This person. So now if we go to the event graph, we should now start seeing these instant messages describing Zif Kafir. We should check that name. Zif Kiefer. Yeah. It's good enough for non-production. We can also reference this person. President. Located at, and then we can use this geolocation. So now our map's starting to get a little more complex. It constructs this network. While that's doing that, I can continue saying, here's our Admiralty scale. Usually pretty reliable source. Admiralty scale. Usually this is a fairly reliable source. You can do it. No, that's why. This is possibly true, because this is claiming he's a spy. If we look at the event graph, we have Kafir in Alexandria. And then we can also start using estimative language in here and say this is likely published by state or the Iranian resistance. This is roughly even chance. This I'd say, Admiralty scale, usually reliable. So after we have tagged all these up with our sourcing, and we've begun to work through what we know is true, cross-correlated, this looks like it's referencing Khan News. We can expand on that. Now we can start digging into larger actors at play. So we have adversary groups. I'm just going to take this and fork it into... So now I have a group called Mossad. They have a bunch of fields down here that are not appropriately tagged. They don't have any relationships as a group yet because I haven't filled this out, and we don't have any tactics for them, but I'm going to go back to my galaxy of bad guys. I'm going to fork this cluster again to create another group, and this is going to be this is a alright, and I'm going to go and publish these clusters so I can use them, even though they're pretty rough, and I'd like to improve them more. Mossad, I will publish as well. Go back to my events. This event has a bunch of attributes, so it's the one I was working. So now we can start tying in galaxies. So intelligence agency, I'm going to use my group, Mossad. I'm going to add Islamic resistance. So now I can pivot to my person. And we can not it. This should be, yeah, IntelKML, adversary groups, Mossad. So no, he's going to be affiliated with Mossad. If we go up to our event graph, he should begin to become affiliated with this, and we can change modify tag relationship. It's going to be attributed to Mossad. And then we will come down and adversary groups. On nation state. You are enemy of. And this way, as we build out actor profiles as well as these malicious groups, we can specify. I'm going to attribute this to Mohamedic. Going to be I'd like to be affiliated somewhere in here. There we go. So that's how we can start breaking this down and specify, you know, beyond just what is this blob of text, and then this next blob of text with a picture, we can build up a lot more context around these events. And so that's future state. And then we also, as we build this up, and if we had the Latin long in here, we can start populating this into ATAC, or another situational awareness app, and it will have all of these linked with it. And we can also, because MISP, which is the program this is running on, is directly a sharing platform, this stuff is going to be key for, you know, I can publish a feed that's going to be much more enriched than just, I'll take in, and I might publish a feed that'll be just these Telegram, you know, blurbs, so that you don't have to do the same work over again. But then we can also publish a much higher, you know, we can start using the estimated language on. This should be on the. That should be up there. But yeah, we can start leveraging a lot more, much more powerful tools for doing these analytics. And that's what I wanted to demo briefly.